we so blurry? Well, hi. Welcome to a moment in time with Taylor as I configure my video. Why is it so zoomed in? I don't know, but there we go. I'm not zoomed in, but blurry. Ryan, hi. First comment to the broadcast. Hey there, Banana. Hi, Berto. Hi, Rhodey. Hi, Marsha. Berto says I don't handle it sometimes. Yeah. Jealousy is a tricky one, right? So that's our topic for tonight, jealousy. This comes in as a request from one of the members of our community all the way out in Spain, which is really cool because I'm here in America, never been to Europe. And so your boy says be humble, okay? Banana says jealousy about what? It could be a lot of different things, right? Hey Tia, how are you? So let's do it this way. Before I even get into the subject of jealousy and how it might play out, how it's played out in my life and how it plays out in different scenarios, you guys can feel free to chat and share your opinions and thoughts. And I'm going to share a little excerpt from The Greatest Salesman in the World. This is the 18th day in a row that we've read this section together. And I think this is a really powerful way of looking at jealousy, right? So this is a way to combat it. Or should we talk about it first? Actually, yeah, let's instead of doing this first, let me do this at the end. I'll do that at the end to leave us with on a high note, and right now we'll dive right into the meat. So So for me, I've struggled with jealousy. I'll start with being honest about where I've been in the past. So somewhere along the way throughout life, I don't remember anyone ever telling me this directly, but somewhere I picked up this bad thought pattern, which is that I needed to be better than other people, that I needed to do better than other people or look better than other people. And I would get jealous of people who I perceived as being better than me, especially in terms of physical appearance. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about this, preparing for this broadcast. And I think one of the primary reasons for this is that when we feel jealous, we feel a sense of injustice. We feel like something isn't fair, like someone is getting something that we want, and it's not fair that they get it and we don't, especially in things that we perceive to be outside of our control. For example, physical appearance. So if I see a woman that I think is prettier than me, I can feel like, oh, it's not fair, she's so pretty, I can't change my face. You know what I mean? Plastic surgery, you know what I mean? But just naturally, I'm not able to look prettier than I do outside of surgery, outside of risking my life, you know, which I don't think it's quite worth that limit, and feeling like it's unfair that the world values physical attractiveness and physical beauty so much. And I've come to work on this a lot, and I feel like I've matured a lot with how I handle this and how often I experience it, but it still comes up and I still feel it. And it's not just for physically attractive women, so that's probably the times that I've felt it the most, but it doesn't even have to be a woman that I think is prettier than I am or has anything more to offer than I do. It could simply be a woman who's getting attention from a man that I want attention from. So this luckily hasn't happened for me too much in my current relationship, but I know at least one previous relationship when I felt that there was some type of spark or chemistry between my man and another woman, I would feel jealous because I wanted him to only have that kind of a connection with me. So it can also stem from possessiveness, from wanting everything to be for you, right? A selfishness, a self-centered, very zoomed in, small picture perspective. And what can help us is when we take big picture perspective and we zoom out and we kind of can see the forest for the trees, you know. Hey Lou. Hey Troll. Yes, I know you said you're hungry. I'm just trying to kind of get these ideas out. So for me, in terms of behaviors for jealousy, I didn't like how I behaved, right? I behaved in a possessive way. I behaved in a jealous, insecure way, which is not attractive. So it doesn't help to make you more attractive to get more of that attention or what it is that you're looking for from this person that you're feeling, that you want. And this is just an example. So there's other forms too, but this is romantic jealousy, which I think has a lot to do with the person who requested this from me. So that's why I'm starting here, but there's other forms too, which I'll get to in a minute. So in this case, you want that attention or that affection from this person, and you're jealous that someone else is getting it. And this has made me react in ways that aren't attractive. It doesn't make the person want to give me that affection or that attention. It's actually more of a turnoff. It actually pushes them away even more and can potentially make the other party appear even more attractive. I've had a same person in my previous dating history say to me that I put the idea of him being attracted to someone else in his head, right? He never looked at this person that way before, but then me being jealous of her, caused him to start thinking and feeling that way. I don't know that that's completely true. I'm not trying to shirk responsibility, but I also think that trust your instincts and your intuition, right? So if you're feeling jealous, you might be picking up on something there. And, if you're really secure and confident in your relationship, then you probably won't feel jealous. You don't really care. Like the guy that I'm dating now is I would say like a very popular kind of guy. When we go out, when we meet people, everyone loves him, everyone likes him, everyone gets along with him, he jokes with everyone, he's very attractive, he smiles, he's very warm and affectionate, he'll even physically touch people sometimes, and hug them, and I don't feel jealous, and it's because I'm secure in my relationship with him. It's not because he's not, giving other people attention or talking to them. In the previous relationships where I felt more of a sense of jealousy, it wasn't a secure relationship, and it shouldn't have been. I shouldn't have felt secure because it was not a healthy, strong, secure relationship. So sometimes our jealousy can come from, it's like your inner intuition, you should kind of trust that. It doesn't mean that we should behave, in a way that's trying to demand what we want. Instead, it might be a sign that maybe something's not so great in the relationship. Maybe, an important talk needs to happen, or therapy needs to happen, or the relationship has met its end. Just thoughts, right? These are just thoughts that I have. Ed has touched you several times. I bet you liked it. I like when he touches me. Anyway, so secondly, I'll say another form of jealousy. So when you're jealous of someone's success, so this isn't necessarily, this person is more attractive than I am, or smarter than I am, or funnier than I am. This is someone's more successful than I am at something that I'm attempting to be successful at. And again, this goes back to that concept that I think society kind of subliminally feeds us, whether it's through the school system and being graded, and the people in the honor roll get more attention and they're kind of revered and held higher in higher esteem. Same thing in our society with wealthier people who are more productive, more successful, obviously more physically attractive, like I said. So we start to learn, and we get these subliminal messages that it's important to be better in at least one of these ways than other people. And I think that that's actually a great way to have a whole lot of suffering in your life, and a lot of insecurity and a lot of pressure and anxiety potentially to feel like you always need to be getting better and better and better, not because you want to, because you enjoy learning and growing, but because you're just trying to, it's like part of your identity, right? That your value decreases if this status, whatever it is for status, if it's money, or if it's physical beauty, or if it's smarts or humor, if that goes down for you, then your value goes down as a human. And that's a disconnect. We need to disconnect those things and realize that we're never going to be the best at one thing. First of all, it's going to be really hard to be the best at anything. And if we are, it's probably going to be temporary. And that's a good thing, because we're going to get older. Younger people are going to come up. They're going to, learn. They're going to learn from us. They're going to learn from our mistakes. They're going to surpass us. That's great. That's what we should want to do. We should want to teach and share the information that we have, whether they're younger people or not. But other people will, get further than us. And instead of feeling jealous of them, we should feel happy for them, and we should learn from them and be, like someone said earlier, be humble, be willing to learn from other people. Say, okay, so if this person's getting this thing that I want, why is that? What are they doing differently? How can I look at this in a curious, open-minded way and compliment them and say, wow, this is really cool that you're doing this. I really like how you do this. I'm really inspired by this, and not feel this sense of jealousy and this comparison. I don't know who said it, but there's a very famous quote that comparison is the thief of joy. And I think that's so true. When we compare ourselves to other people, it really zaps our joy and steals our ability to feel happiness and to feel joyful. And what we should do is compare ourselves to ourselves. Focus on personal growth. The other day, people were saying something to me about how, they're complimenting me. And I said, well, I don't think I'm number one, but I'm number one for me, right? I'm the best I've ever been. I'm doing my best, and that's good enough for me. I'm happy with that. Maybe some people have higher status symbols than me. People have, I'm a live streamer, right? So some people they make more money as a live streamer than I do, or they have more followers than I do, or they have more viewers than I do. Who cares, right? I'm doing the best that I can do, and I feel really good about what I'm doing, so that's the best that it can be, right? That's number one. Actually, Mark, thank you for the super hearts, first super hearts of the broadcast. Let me quickly plug this while I'm thinking of it. If you guys wouldn't mind helping me to become the best channel that this can be, I did post a 5-minute, really, really brief survey on my Twitter page today. It's the same username as on here, NextJuice, N-E-X-Juice, J-U-I-C-E. If you wouldn't mind going and taking the survey, it should be like 5 minutes for you to take it. It'll really help me out, and it'll help you guys, because this channel will get better, and I'll be able to take that feedback and incorporate it into the channel here. I send it out. I try to send it out every season, so every few months I send one out, and it kind of helps me take a little thermometer to see how we're doing. And remember, the people that are most committed and most interested in the channel are most likely to take it, which means I get a lot of positive feedback, which is great, but the best way to learn is for me to get some criticism and to say, okay, I really wish you did more of this or less of this, and kind of give me some feedback that's really going to help me to grow and get better and improve. Thank you, Marsha. Thanks, Troll. Is attention anything like detention? Because I used to get a lot of detention in school. Thanks, Bieber. Oh my gosh, tell your wife thank you so much, because my hair, it's driving me crazy today, so I really, really appreciate that. That's easy, you just kill them. It was Theodore Roosevelt. Thank you, Lou. So Theodore Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. Awesome. Great quote. Very, very wise. Very, very true. So compare yourself to yourself. Stop comparing yourself to other people if you're the one struggling with the jealousy, okay? And those are different reasons, right, that you might be feeling those things. And I've felt jealous of men, right? It's not always like oh, this woman is prettier than me. Sometimes it's like, oh, this person is doing so much better than me. Their performance is better than mine. Why is this? And I'm analyzing it and I can't figure it out. And I'm just like, oh, I'm frustrated that I'm just frustrated that I'm not doing as well as them. And that is not a good space to come from, to be creative and to have a great, energy on my stream. It's really not conducive. It's not productive. So what's better is to be like, that's really awesome for them. That's really cool that they're doing that, and just enjoy it and support it and appreciate it and promote it. When you find cause for praise, shout it from the roofs. That's what we're going to share in this mantra at the end of this broadcast. Don't dig for excuses to gossip. That's what it says. Always will I dig for reasons to applaud. Never will I scratch for excuses to gossip. And when I'm tempted to criticize, I will bite on my tongue. And when I find cause for praise, I will shout it from the roofs. I think that's a really great way to combat our own jealousy. Jealousy is a useless emotion. Yeah, kind of. I feel like that a lot when I'm feeling it. But like I said, I do think that there is an instinctual part of this too. Like, if it's a threat, right? I think that's a big part of it. We perceive this thing as a threat. We think, if this person gets the thing that I want, then I'm going to suffer because of it. I'm going to lose out. I'm going to miss out. And the reality is that when one door closes, another door opens. And that's so true. I know it sounds so cliche, But when, some relationship and you're so attached to it, and in Buddhism, they say the root of all suffering is attachment. It's okay to want things, but when you cling to them and you're extremely attached to them, that's where a lot of your suffering can come from, because you're not willing to let something go. It's fear, right? You're afraid of losing that because you're afraid you won't get anything else. So by being so afraid of losing this relationship, you cling to it and you strangle it and you kill it and you wring all the life out of it. It dies, and then you're left with these probably pretty unhealthy habits to go into the next relationship with. And I highly recommend, if you've done that, it's okay, totally fine. Just talk to a therapist, talk to a professional, read some books, watch some videos. There's lots of information about this out there online about jealousy and possessiveness and attachment. So I think that's, even with, like, let's say our finances, and also having the abundance mentality. So that scarcity mindset, that fear that there's not enough to go around, that if someone takes yours, then you won't have any more. And realizing that there's plenty to go around. There's plenty of fish in the sea in terms of dating. There's plenty of money out there in the world constantly being created, that you can have a big old piece of the pie, way bigger than you probably think you could ever have, and nobody else is going to suffer because of it. And, there's plenty of people in the world to follow you, and, in terms of like social media, and like your stuff. And just because someone else is getting some audience doesn't mean that you can't get another audience, and people like more than one thing. So people can follow multiple pages. It's not, think about it in a collaborative sense, like, oh, look at all these people over here. Maybe I can work with this person. Maybe they'd be interested in doing some type of collaboration, and that can help me to grow, and that can help us both to grow. We can expose each other. I can teach them what I know, and they can teach me what they know, and we can grow and learn together, rather than this like competitive dog-eat-dog kind of mentality. Hi, Katie. Hi, Midnight. So the last thing I really wanted to talk about here, and I'd love to hear more of your guys' experiences with jealousy and what you think about what I'm saying. If you agree or disagree, just let me know, is how other people behave when they're jealous of us. So I talked a lot about my experience with being jealous and how I behave, because I think that gives us some insight into how other people might be feeling and thinking when they're behaving in a unsavory way towards us when they're jealous. So if you're in a relationship, right, someone could be jealous of someone else that you have a relationship with. That wasn't really part of what I planned to talk about. I kind of covered what that might be. Let me talk about that though for just a minute. If you're in a relationship, let's say, let me use myself as an example. So I'm in a relationship with a guy, and he's jealous of another guy that I'm in a relationship with. The reality is that this is how I believe that in my relationship with the guy that I'm in a relationship with, let me say my boyfriend, it's important for me to make sure that he feels secure and confident in our relationship. Okay, you have to put effort in. You can't just assume that people just, it would be naive for someone to just blindly trust someone. I know there's faith in religion and blind faith and whatever, but I personally think that reason and logic and facts are really helpful. So especially if you're in a new relationship, they don't know. Maybe they've been cheated on before. Maybe they've cheated. They know that people cheat, right? They know that people are unfaithful. They know that people get dumped and break up, and they could have some insecurity about that. So by reassuring them, instead of saying, oh my God, you're so crazy, you're so insecure, you're so jealous, that doesn't help anything, right? You're just cutting them down and making it worse and making them more insecure. Where you can say, oh my gosh, I can see how you would think that. This is someone I've been friends with for a really long time. And you also have a choice, right? So depending on this other relationship, you may choose to back off on that other relationship to give your person a little bit more security. Or you may feel more like, this person has been my ride or die best friend for, 20 years, and there's no way that I'm going to let some person I'm dating, get between us. We're very close, and they're just going to have to accept that. And that's okay. Be clear about your expectations, your desires, your boundaries, and make sure that you communicate them in a clear, respectful way to your partner, rather than oh my God, you're so crazy, and rolling your eyes and being kind of dismissive, because that's not really mature. It's not really how adults behave, and it's not really conducive to a healthy, strong relationship, because they're just going to find someone who does make them feel secure and confident. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've been in relationships where I did not feel secure, and I just, and they kind of told me, oh, you're crazy. However, I know that that's not the case, because as soon as I dumped them, they would go get with the person or people. This one person in particular would go, any girl I was concerned that something wasn't quite on the up and up here, I would dump him to go, because I knew I wasn't being treated well. I was being basically, I was being verbally abused, right? He's telling me I'm crazy and I'm whatever. I wasn't being treated well. I could feel that. So I would leave, and then he would go, get with whatever girl I was concerned about. So I know that I wasn't crazy. I wasn't imagining things. And that's kind of what I'm saying. When, Banana said it's completely useless emotion, I don't know, because it, in some way it's indicating, you're kind of noticing, I'm being disrespected, perhaps. This person is, not introducing me as his girlfriend, and just totally ignoring me, dismissing me, giving all of his attention and affection to this other person as if I don't even exist. That's not very respectful. It's not really compassionate and caring and inclusive. I think it's important for people to, give me just 1 second. Hey there, Mark. Oh, what'd you say, Katie? Hang on, I just have to do something real quick. Bear with me, sorry. Almost done. Okay, let me catch up on comments here. Katie's number one. I'm in a relationship with you, though. What the hell? Aw, thanks, Marsha. I appreciate that. Age changes the level of jealousy. I don't think I'm more secure, but I don't fear things I can't fix. Jealousy is the work of the devil. All your viewers are jealous of your shoulders. What kind of camera? It's a Logitech Brio, but I feel like I must have the settings kind of messed up on it. I'm really not tech savvy. I like to talk, as you could tell, so I'm a good live streamer, but I need help with my tech, so if you can improve my audio visual, I'll take it. Because this camera is supposed to be top of the line 4K resolution, and sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's so not that. Periscope has me, throttled down to limited resolution though. So anyway, as I was saying, so you might be, I do think that it's important for you to make the person that you're with feel secure, right? You can't completely do that, right? They might be unreasonably insecure. They may never become secure. They may have to go to therapy. They may have to, the reality is they do have to work on that on their own, but you can help, right? You can assure them, you can prioritize them in your life. You can let them know that you have their back, and that basically, if this is true for you, there's no other relationship that's more important to you than the relationship you have with them. And as long as it's reasonable, for example, myself, I'm a live streamer. I get a lot of, basically, I'll call them, I don't want to say it derogatory. I was going to say fanboys. Right, so I might have, random guys messaging me on social media, I love you so much, you're so beautiful, and sending me hearts, and trying to video call me, and, weird stuff. And my boyfriend has to deal with that. That's part of my life. At the same time, I sometimes will say to him, I don't know that I have to, but I can see sometimes he's kind of oh, this is weird and I don't love it. Why would he? And be like, listen, this is kind of an annoying thing that happens when people are just, I block people if they video call me, you know what I mean? But I do also try to get back to all my messages, and I try to be generally kind and loving to people, because I think that's the best way to accomplish my goal, which is to make the world a more happy, positive place and basically keep people from killing themselves. So if they are feeling really down and they message me and I totally blow them off and I'm really rude to them and cold to them, I don't know that that helps. So if some random person messages me and says, I love you, I usually will write them back and be like, I love you too. Because why not? Why not just greet everyone with love like that? That doesn't bother me. But, you know, I could see from my boyfriend's point of view, he might not really want to see that and like think about that too much. So it's important for him to know that that's part of my life and that's how I want to be in the world. And here's why. It's not because I am in love with this person that I don't even know, random person on the internet, you know. And he doesn't really get concerned about that, but I do have close relationships with men. And sometimes, you know, he was just, you know, curious about the nature of our relationship, and it's beneficial to talk about it and discuss it, and it goes both ways, you know. If either of us has a concern, we can communicate about it, and that's really important for jealousy, I think. Hi, Lisa. Hi. Now, the final thing, I said I was only going to talk about that for a minute, went a little longer than a minute, is how other people may behave when they're jealous of you directly. So rather than someone's jealous of your relationship with someone else, but this is now someone's jealous of you for who knows what reason, right? We talked about all the reasons I've been jealous of people. I view them as more attractive physically than I am. They're more successful. They're getting more followers. They're getting more views. They're getting more money. They seem smarter than I am. They're funnier than I am. There's so many things, right? Because I'm not going to be the best at pretty much anything. And there's always going to be someone better than me at everything. And that's how people view you too. So even though you're looking at all the people you think are better than you, you're better than other people at this thing. And they might look at you and say, oh, damn, like this person's got this thing that I wish I had, and they're getting attention because of it, maybe from the boss, or maybe from a person that you both care for, you know, or like, or maybe from like online, right? They're very successful with social media or something. I don't really go to Austin's Island. I only went once. But anyway, stop talking about Animal Crossing. So, for whatever reason, people may behave in irrational, unreasonable ways toward you because they are jealous. And rather than feel defensive or, you know, feel empathy, feel compassion for them, because chances are you felt jealous of other people and you've acted in ways that you wish you hadn't. Jealousy is an emotion, typically. It's an emotion, I don't know. It's kind of like, I almost view it like love. Love is an emotion, but it's also like a state of a relationship sometimes. Like, you love this person, right? Maybe it's someone in your family. Like, even if you don't feel a ton of love for someone in the moment, you're still like, I love them, right? That's my cousin or whatever. I feel like jealousy can get into this realm too, where there's people that I work on my jealousy with them, but I can still feel jealous, and it can still be like a trigger when I see them. I'm like, I feel this little insecurity come up, this little, oh, like, they're so beautiful or whatever, you know, and I just feel like, oh, I feel worried that, like, if they really wanted to, they could take something from me that I love and I don't want to lose. And again, that's fear, it's insecurity, it's attachment, it's clinging, and it's important to just be aware of that. It's okay. Maybe even I could have started here and say it's normal and natural to feel jealous sometimes, and to perceive things as threats, and to be worried about losing the things that you love and that you've worked for. As long as you can be aware of it and you can verbalize it and you can say, okay, this isn't rational, this isn't reasonable. If they get it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to work hard to do my part and keep the things in my life that I love, but I'm also going to I'm going to work on lessening my attachment to things, because I don't own people, right? And even things, like even a job, right? You lose a job to somebody else, you know, you don't really own that thing. Like, everything is temporary in the world. So loosen up a little bit and realize it's okay. You lose one thing and you really liked it, and it's sad, and it's okay to grieve it and to feel maybe even a little bitter, or, you know, in the moment. Emotions are normal. However, remember, like, you don't know what the future holds. You could end up way better off than you ever thought you would be, because of this thing that happened, because you lost this person that you loved, or because you lost a job that you loved. You could end up having a way better job or a way better, stronger relationship, you know? Okay, I don't really have anything to say to any of that. How is Rutgers handling what? I don't know. You're what? Thank you, Shag. Thank you, George. Yeah, moderators, if you feel like doing anything, be my guest. Hi, Laura. Okay. So I think the main takeaway, so the person who had requested this from me, I know their situation a little bit, and I think like the number one thing that I would say from all of this is to just be compassionate, be empathetic. So online, it might be like a troll. There's people saying things in the chat right now that I think are somewhat, I'll just say, so on Periscope, there's somebody saying like, I'm successful because I'm white. You know, and that's like, they're bringing up this race thing, something I have no control over and they have no control over, and it's bothering them for some reason. And that's what I'm talking about, right? Sometimes I see someone, oh, that person's so pretty. I have no control over how pretty I was born, and how pretty, that person has no control over how pretty they were born. And it's like, so I have this problem, and it's my problem, right? It's not the other person's problem. There's nothing I can do about being white. I'm not gonna, I almost said I'm sorry. I'm not sorry for being white. I can't, you know, and I'm not sorry that you're not white. It's like nothing we can do about this. All we can do is work with the hand that we're dealt and be aware when our issues are our own issues, and not try to make them someone else's problem or blame someone else for being so pretty or blame someone else because they're white. I mean, even saying it out loud sounds silly to me, but I've done it, you know? I've definitely felt jealous, and I'm sure I still will continue to do that. So the main takeaway I would say is just remember what it felt like when you were jealous of something or someone, and how you felt scared, and how you felt insecure, and how you felt maybe angry or bitter or resentful, or you lost something and you felt attached, and you felt like you were scared of what the future might hold, and just kind of let that person be. If they seem to want to have a conversation with you, if they're calm and you're calm and you want to have a conversation, fine. Be very forgiving, because people behave irrationally when they're feeling emotional. We all do it, so that's okay. If they treat you poorly, you don't have to take that. You don't deserve it. You can, in an online scenario, you can block them. Even phone numbers you can block. If it's somebody that you work with, you can distance yourself from them. If you absolutely can't, it might be something that you need to have a conversation with them about. If it continues to be a problem, you may need to escalate it up the food chain with whatever your organization structure looks like, because nobody deserves to be abused. So if somebody is just jealous of you and you feel bad and you feel awkward about it, but they're not really like abusing you, then it's just the nature of life, you know? But if they're like, I get harassed, cyber harassment online, and I assume some of these people are jealous of me, and that's sad, but you know, I feel bad for them, but that doesn't mean that I deserve to be abused. So that's kind of where I draw the line, is like, just because you're upset about something doesn't mean that, you know, and I can empathize with that and say, okay, you know, that sucks. I hope that they feel better, and I hope that they come to peace with whatever problems they're struggling with. That doesn't mean I need to sit there and take on the abuse and just act like it's fine, even if other people say that I should, or, you know, no one deserves to be harassed, attacked, abused, and insulted. So you can, if you're not able to just block them, you can have the conversation. You can say, listen, I don't appreciate this. I don't have people in my life who disrespect me. I know I don't deserve this. I didn't do anything to deserve this, and I would rather you know, stop doing that. If you don't, I'm going to have to block you, you know? And just be assertive. You're not being aggressive, okay? This isn't like a threat. This isn't like, oh, you better stop or I'm going to come beat you up, you know? And you're not being passive either and just allowing it because you know that they're in pain. Because, yeah, hurt people, but nobody deserves that, and someone needs to end the cycle somewhere. And I'm really passionate about cyberbullying and cyber harassment right now, because I've been a victim of it now for years, and it's like, if no one ever says anything, it's just like this silent killer, and I'm not okay with that. So I think it's important to speak up for yourself and say, hey, privately, not in a public sense, right? Not in front of the whole office, not on a public broadcast on Periscope, but privately you can say to the person, hey, I'm feeling like, pretty disrespected, like you're not treating me well, and I'm not sure why, and, you're being pretty mean to me, and I feel like I'm being bullied, and I don't understand why, and I'd really like you to stop. Simple as that. And just see how they respond. If they don't respect it, then just block them, if it's online. Sometimes when you're aware of jealousy, you can use it to inspire you to better yourself. Yeah, exactly. Like learning from them, right? So you say, oh my God, this person is so far ahead of me. What are they doing? And then you can be like, oh, that's so genius. I can't believe, oh, they're doing this. They're saying this. They read this book. They're doing these programs. I'm going to do that. I'm going to learn from them. I'm going to reach out to them and say, hey, can you be my mentor? Can you teach me how to be have this thing that you have that I want? Can you teach me how to do that? I would love to learn from you. You seem awesome. You know what I mean? Like that would be such a better nature of the relationship, to learn from each other rather than to try to like compete or try to take somebody else down because we feel lower than them, and then try to because that doesn't work. It hurts you so much more than it hurts the other person. I know from experience, I know that there's some people that dislike me for whatever reasons, and I know for a fact there are people who dislike me because I have success and they feel like I don't deserve it, aka they deserve it and they should have it instead of me. And that doesn't bother me. It makes me feel sad for them, but all the time and energy they spend into harassing me and spreading rumors about me, and all this time they spend on hating. The mantra I'm about to read says, I have not time to hate, only time to love. And that's how I feel, and that's how I'm trying to live my life. And it's way better. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody, the person who reached out to me, I think someone is basically attacking them because they're jealous of them. Remember, like, your life is probably a lot better than them. Be empathetic, be compassionate, cut them some slack, but also don't tolerate abuse. I think that's probably the summation of my talk here. Hey, Scott. Thank you, Marsha. You're so sweet. Hey, Timmy from Sweden. Hello, good morning. City Cynic, hey, what's up? All right, so I'm going to read it now. And I think this is a great way to face jealousy head on. I will greet this day with love in my heart, for this is the greatest secret of success in all ventures. Muscle can split a shield and even destroy a life, but only the unseen power of love has the ability to open the hearts of people, and until I master this art, I will remain no more than a peddler in the marketplace. I will make love my greatest weapon, and none on whom I call can defend against its force. My reasoning they may counter, my speech they may distrust, my apparel they may disapprove, my face they may reject, and even my bargains may cause them suspicion. Yet my love will melt all hearts like into the sun whose rays soften the coldest clay. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And how will I do this? Henceforth will I look on all things with love, and I will be born again. I'll love the sun, for it warms my bones, yet I will love the rain, for it cleanses my spirit. I will love the light, for it shows me the way, yet I will love the darkness, for it shows me the stars. I love that. You guys are like the stars to me. Like as the darkness comes in, whatever cyberbullying or whatever in my life, it's like these awesome, powerful, positive people just shine so brightly, like this stark contrast, and it's just as beautiful as looking up at the stars in the sky. Not quite as beautiful as my shoulder, but anyway, I digress. I will welcome happiness, for it enlarges my heart. Yet I will endure sadness, for it opens my soul. That's right, Scott. That's exactly what I was saying. I will acknowledge rewards, for they are my due. Yet I will welcome obstacles, for they are my challenge, and therefore my opportunity to learn. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And how will I speak? I will laud mine enemies, and they will become friends. I will encourage my friends, and they will become brothers and sisters. Always will I dig for reasons to applaud. Never will I scratch for excuses to gossip. When I'm tempted to criticize, I will bite on my tongue, and when I am moved to praise, I will shout from the roofs. I said that earlier. Is it not so that birds, the wind, the sea, and all of nature speaks with the music of praise for their Creator? Cannot I speak with this same music to his children? Henceforth will I remember this secret, and it will change my life. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And how will I act? Here we go. This is good for this topic. I will love all manners of men and women, for each has qualities to be admired, though they be hidden. With love, I will tear down the walls of hate and suspicion they've built around their hearts. And in that place will I build bridges so that my love may enter their soul. I will love the ambitious, for they can inspire me. I will love the failures, for they can teach me. I will love the kings, for they are but human, and I will love the meek, for they are divine. I will love the rich, for they are yet lonely, and I will love the poor, for they are so many. I will love the young for the faith they hold. I will love the old for the wisdom they share. I will love the beautiful for their eyes of sadness. I will love the ugly for their souls of peace. I will greet this day with love in my heart. But how will I react to the actions of others? Okay, this is also important. With love. For just as love is my weapon to open the hearts of people, love is also my shield to repulse the arrows of hate and the spears of anger. Adversity and discouragement will beat against my new shield and become as the softest of rains. My shield will protect me in the marketplace and sustain me when I am alone. It will uplift me in moments of despair, yet it will calm me in time of exultation. That's our theme for this year, is calm energy. It will become stronger and more protective with use, until one day I will cast it aside and walk unencumbered among all manners of men. And when I do, my name will be raised high on the pyramid of life. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And how will I confront each whom I meet? In only one way. In silence and to myself, I will address them and say, I love you. Though spoken in silence, these words will shine in my eyes, unwrinkle my brow, bring a smile to my lips, and echo in my voice, and their heart will be opened. And who is there who will say nay to my goods when their heart feels my love? Thank you so much, Marcia. Top shelf can of beans? Hi. Welcome back, Katie. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And most of all, I will love myself, for when I do, I will zealously inspect all things which enter my body, my mind, my soul, and my heart. Shoulders. Oh my God. Top shelf shoulders. Never will I overindulge the requests of my flesh. Rather, I will cherish my body with cleanliness and moderation. Never will I allow my mind to be attracted to evil and despair. Rather, I will uplift it with the knowledge and wisdom of the ages. Banana. It's okay, Loco, you don't have to. Banana's like, shh, shh, pipe down. Quiet in the peanut gallery. These are the people who have contributed to the channel over the last 30 days. And they're the reason I can be here right now. So thank you, guys. Kisses. Never will I allow my soul to become complacent and satisfied. Rather, I will feed it with meditation and prayer. I did some pretty cool nature visualizations in my last broadcast if you want to check those out. We went to the forest and the ocean. Never will I allow my heart to become small and bitter. Rather, I will share it, and it will grow and warm the whole earth. I will greet this day with love in my heart. Henceforth will I love all mankind. From this moment, all hate is let from my veins, for I have not time to hate, only time to love. From this moment, I take the first step required to become a person among people. With love, I will increase my sales 100-fold and become a great salesperson. If I have no other qualities, I can succeed with love alone. Without it, I will fail, though I possess all the knowledge and skills of this world. I will greet this day with love, and I will succeed. So try that. When you're feeling jealous, when you're someone's behaving like they're jealous of you, try to greet that with love. Soften it up a little bit. Think about what can you admire about this person. Cool? Sound good? Love you guys. Mark, thank you for the super hearts. Thank you to Anonymous for the $50 contribution, and to Lou for the $25 contribution. Thank you the people who contributed earlier in the day. Laura, I see Sierra down there in the chat. You ordered that book? Yes, The Greatest Salesman in the World. Yes, then you can follow along with me with the mantras. That's a good idea, actually, because we're going to be reading from this book for the next 9.5 months, or actually 8.5 months. So, yeah, if you want to get that book, it's The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. Thank you, Banana. I love it, too, so much. Shoulder juice. Hey, Captain Tim. How are you? So thank you to Johnny Heavens, Casper, and Chris, and Laura for all the contributions. I love you guys. You got us over $100 today, which means I drew a new dare on the last one, which I have to walk on the treadmill at the gym wearing my blueberry costume for 5 minutes, but the gym is closed, so I'm off the hook until it opens again, which I think is supposed to be in about a month, so I got some time to build up to that one, but I still have to eat liver and sing the national anthem in my backyard with my blue wig on, so stay tuned for some fun dares, some fun time. And Berto, my guess is that he's trying to lobby watch and he accidentally clicks into the broadcast when he's trying to hit the little microphone. Oh my gosh, Tim, almost is the best word in that sentence. I'm really glad that didn't happen. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to say what I'm going to say at the end of this broadcast because it will leave on a bad note. So thank you, Marsha. I love you. I love your encouragement, your positivity, your support. It means everything. I really appreciate that you appreciate it because it changed my life and I think it'll change your guys' lives too. So go out there, greet the day with love. It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm going to go to bed. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. If you don't know, I go live every single day, 7 days a week, for 3 hours a day. So if you'd like to follow me, there's the button. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also do Instagram, TikTok. I have a Discord group if you want to join the Discord group. All the links are at nextjuice.com. So go just click the contact page. Everything's there. I have an Amazon wish list. I have a place where you can support the channel if you want. All the stuff is on there. And I just put a new YouTube video up on the homepage of both my YouTube channel and my website, and I also just tweeted out a viewer satisfaction survey. It's pinned to the top of my Twitter profile. I really would love if every single one of you would go complete that. It'll take maybe 5 minutes. Even if you barely know who I am, it'll really help to get some feedback from all different perspectives, not just people who love me and are gonna, oh yeah, sure, Tam, I'll go take your survey. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. But these people are so nice. Like Marsha, if she goes take it, she's just gonna be like, oh, so nice. Which is, I appreciate that, Marsha. Please do go take it. But I also want to hear like the people who think, oh, I wish that things were different in certain ways. That's really how I can help and change and grow and get some other perspectives. So thank you, Banana. Thank you. Hey, Chris. There's Chris. He contributed today. Laura contributed today. Lou contributed today. Look at all this. Hawaii time. I love you guys. All right, Tim. Love you. You're a gift, Marsha. You are such a gift. I don't even know if you understand. The words that you say give me so much life. So thank you. You are a gift. Good old man Dingo. Oh, my God, Berto. Good night, Berto. I love you. I love you, Banana. I love you, Lou. You are the epitome of love. I love you guys. Love you, Tia, over on YouTube. And Katie, I love you. And Brody, I love you. Banana, thank you for the super hearts. They're orange. Super juice. I'll drink to that. It's water, but I'll drink. I'm drinking it. Yeah, baby. Love you. Hope to see you on the next juice. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. Okay, bye.